Good morning, class. Today we are going to learn about the last class by Alphonse Daudet. How you can say in this lesson the importance of knowing one's language, mother tongue. Because if you know your mother tongue, no matter how many problems come your way, you will always be able to overcome it. But you have to learn it very properly, and you need to know every details of your mother tongue. So here in the story, you will see the narrator being very upset because he was not able to learn his mother tongue properly when there was time. And finally, the country is captured by the Germans and they were forced to learn the German language. So you will see in this lesson, it is set in the French province of Alsace. It is 1870 and the Franco-Prussian War, fought between the French and the Prussians, had just ended with an immense German victory. The state schools in France have been taken over by the German authorities, and German has become the medium of instruction. But the French people do not accept the German rule and continue themselves as French. In the following story, a young boy named Franz is on his way to school. He has no idea that his life is to be changed forever. So you can see here how there was a war between the Germans and the French, and the German army had emerged victorious, and suddenly the French province of Alsace and Lorraine were under the rule of the German, and the German language was imposed on these two provinces of France. Though German language was imposed on them, the French people refused to accept them, and they considered themselves as French. So we shall see about a little boy, Franz, who is the narrator here. On that particular morning, he was very late for school, and he was so scared because the master, that is the teacher, Mr. Monsieur Hamel, had given them a topic to learn at home, participles, and he did not know the first thing about it. So he was very scared about going to school, and as he was walking very hurriedly towards school, so on the way he met some people. At first he thought of not going to school because most of the days he used to bunk schools. Either he used to go to the fields and listen to the birds singing, and he used to pass his time in this way. He was not very interested in studies, and hence he wanted to bunk school. But anyway, he decided to go. He saw that the German army, because they were practicing the drill in the fields, he saw all this also. So as he was passing, he saw that in the mayor's office there was a notice board, and people had gathered around that notice board. For the last 2 years in that notice board, no good news has come. Only about the battles lost, and we can see about conscriptions, and so he thought that these were all the things, and that is the reason why he did not stop and he did not look at the notice board where many people had gathered around the mayor's office. Then he ran to reach the school. On the way he met the blacksmith, Mr. Webster, who told him, "Don't worry, why are you hurrying? Anyway you will reach school." When the blacksmith told him this, he thought that the blacksmith was making a joke. He did not actually understand what the blacksmith had meant. So he went and he thought that maybe he will get nice punishment from the teacher. That is why the blacksmith was making fun of him. So usually, at the beginning of the schools, like all other schools, there was huge uproar. You can see noises inside the classrooms and all this. But on that particular day, everything was very quiet. So on that particular day, he was very quiet, and all the students had been seated inside the classroom, and he was late for school, and he was scared of entering the school. Why? Because there was silence everywhere, and he would be noticed by the teacher for being late. On other days, he used to go unnoticed because there was such noise that the teacher did not notice who was coming and going in. But that particular day, there was complete silence in the classroom, and he was scared of entering the class and get beatings by the teacher. But that day, the teacher was also very calm. He did not scold him, and he just told him to go and sit. So he said, the teacher said to him, "Go at once to your seat, my little Franz. We were going to begin without you. You were going to miss the class, but luckily you have come. Come and sit in your seat." So he went, and he saw that all the other classmates are seated down very silently without making any noise. And there was a particular thing that day that took away his notice. He noticed that somewhere in the backside, some other village people had also come. He was surprised that many other people had come apart from his classmates. So they were old Hosser, the ex-mayor, the ex-postman, and the ex-postman and others also, they were seated in the classroom. Apart from the classmates, some people from the village had also come to attend the class. They were very depressed. They were all unhappy on that particular day. They had brought some books and they were sitting. So he was wondering why these people had come to the class. What is the need of them coming to school? He did not know about anything. So he was busy, he was a small boy, busy in his own thoughts, thinking of bunking schools. Finally he came and he found all this very unusual. Then Monsieur Hamel said, while he was thinking all this, the teacher said that in the same gentle and serious voice which he had welcomed me. On that particular day he was very serious as well as very gentle. On other days he was very strict. So this surprised little Franz. What he said? "My children, this is the last time I shall teach you. Orders have come from Berlin to teach nothing but German in the schools of Alsace and Lorraine. The new teacher arrives tomorrow. This is the last class in French, so I beg you to be very attentive." You know, my dear students, our province have already come under the rule of the German, and from tomorrow onwards, you will be taught German. So this is the last class in French. So I beg you, I plead to you to be very silent for today. Those few words overwhelmed me. The villains, that was what they had posted at the mayor's office. Okay, so this is the thing why people had gathered around the mayor's office. So that was a notice. Now only he realized. The villains here refers to the Germans. So he says, and he became very emotional when the teacher said that this will be the last French class. My last French class? And he was surprised. He barely knew how to read and write French. All these times he had wasted his time. He had never felt the importance or the necessity to learn his language properly. But today what happened? Today is the last day, and from tomorrow he is not going to get to learn French anymore. Another German teacher will come and German will be taught to them from tomorrow onwards. How he regretted. His mind was full of regret for not paying attention to his studies and not learning his mother tongue properly. So now suddenly everything became his best friend. The books which he once considered his enemies now suddenly became his best friend. He thought, why? Because from tomorrow onwards he will not get to read any of the French grammar or history or whatever subject it was, from whom I should be terribly grieved to part. And it was the same about Monsieur Hamel. Monsieur Hamel, the teacher, whom he found to be very strict. He found him very, unpleasant. But today, all of a sudden, he started missing him. From tomorrow, he is no more going to see Monsieur Hamel. And he regretted it like anything. Now he is thinking why he did not pay attention, why he did not listen to his teachers, but the day is not going to come back again. The thought that he was going away, that I should never see him again, made me forget the punishment he blows with the rulers and all the punishments that the teacher had given him, all the scoldings he got from the teacher. In 1 second, all was gone. Why? Because he will never get to see his teacher again. It was a very emotional time. So that is the reason why that day the teacher had dressed up in a particular manner. In this manner, when he dressed up, only on inspection days or whenever he attended the Sunday churches, those days only he wore this kind of dress. On that particular day, he was dressed in a different way. That's why little Franz was thinking, the narrator was thinking, why he is dressed in such a manner? Is it this is the reason. Now he realized that this is the honor he is giving to the last class. He used to teach French language, and it was in honor of that last class that he wore such a beautiful and handsome dress on that particular day. Now, on that particular, and after he was singing, maybe it was a way of thanking his fatherland. Now French is called fatherland. Now it was time for him to reflect on the things which he had done in the past, all the mistakes that he had committed, and the regret that he is feeling now. I was at that point in my reflection when I heard my name called. It was my turn to recite. What would I not have been given to be able to say the famous rule about participles in a loud, distinct voice without a slip? But I got mixed up at the first words, and I stood there with a full heart, afraid to raise my head. The teacher asked him on participles, and he wanted to say so much, but he could not. Why? Because he did not know a thing about participles. He had not paid any interest. He thought the teacher will scold him. Okay? But what he said? He did not scold him, and he replied, I will not scold you. See, today you realize, you say tomorrow I will learn, tomorrow I will learn. Today you don't know, and tomorrow you will not get a chance to learn French anymore. This is the last class. This is the last class that we are having in French, and that tomorrow is not going to come, because from tomorrow another language is going to be taught to you. That is the German language. Okay? But he says that maybe you are also guilty for not learning your mother tongue properly, but you are not the only one. I am also to be blamed. My parents are also to be blamed. Your parents are also to be blamed. And you also to be blamed. All of us are equally to be blamed for not being able to teach you French. Okay? So he says, when you were supposed to be in the schools, you were out there bunking classes and playing in the fields. Your parents have sent you to factories to earn money. And I also many a times have sent you to garden my flowers, to water my garden and flowers. So everyone is equally to be blamed. Not only you need to be blamed, but everyone here is equally to be blamed for you not being able to learn the French language properly. Okay, so what he says, but he says one important thing. But I will tell you one important thing, my dear, to everyone sitting in the class, that you must learn your mother language very properly. You should know it, because this mother tongue is going to save you when you are in trouble. He says that even if you are in the prison, it is like knowing one's mother tongue is like when you are in the prison, you have a key to it. You can easily come out from that difficult situation if you know your mother tongue properly. So this much importance he gives to one's mother tongue. It is very important. So he says that French is the most beautiful language in the world, and I tell all of you to learn it and preserve it, because so long as you know your mother tongue, no one can make you a slave. You always have the key to the prison as long as you know your mother tongue. Okay, so when the lessons were over, M. Hamel had prepared some new cards, and in those they were written France, Alsace. So they show scene of patriotism out there in the class was shown. They have written there France, Alsace, and then all of them were waving them in the class, and it looked like little flags. So on the roof of the schoolhouse, pigeons cooed in low tones, and I said to myself as I listened to them, I wonder if they are going to compel them to sing in German too. So the class was silent, and outside the pigeons were cooing, and the narrator was imagining whether these birds also will be forced to sing in German. He was thinking like that. And from time to time, the narrator used to look at his teacher, who was looking very, very depressed, very, very sad, because for the last 40 years, he had been teaching in the school, and suddenly the Germans comes and tell him that from tomorrow onwards you cannot be able to teach in the school anymore. You will be transported to transferred to another province. You will no more remain in this province. So that was a very upsetting time for Hamel, and the narrator was thinking about all this. Okay, so he was very emotional and he could not take the class properly also. So here you see, however, he had the courage to keep the class to the end. After the writing, he had the lesson in history. Then the little ones sang all together in the ba, bi, bo, at the back of the room, all holding his spelling book. Okay, after the class was over, they had some discussion on history as well. Both hands spelled out the letters with him. His voice shook him with emotion, and it was funny to hear him that we all longed to laugh and to cry. I shall remember that last class. So he says what? That it's finally over, everything is over, and I'm going to remember that last class. Suddenly the church clock struck 12, the bugles of the Prussians blared under our windows. Monsieur Hamel rose, pale as death, from his chair. Never had he seemed to me so tall. My friends, I said, suddenly what happened? The church clock has struck 12, and from now it is already over. Now the Germans are going to take over the province of Alsace. And he said, my friends, he became so emotional that he could not speak anymore. He uttered the sentence I, but he could not finish it. Thereupon he turned to the blackboard, took a piece of chalk, and he wrote the largest letters he could, Viva la France. Okay, so he stood there, he could not speak, and what he did, he wrote with the largest letters as possible, Viva la France, that means long live France. Then he stood there with his head resting against the wall, and without speaking, he motioned to us with his hand, that is all, and he said he could not speak because he was overwhelmed with emotion. He was so sad that tomorrow onwards he will not get to teach French language to his dear students and to his pupils. So without speaking, he just motioned to them with his hands, telling them to go. And that was the end of the last class.